Here are 5 things a narcissist will definitely fail to do and will make him very frustrated. Regardless of the facade of capability and power a narcissist maintains, their actual competence is severely lacking. They lack the essential resilience required for success in life and are devoid of basic life skills. Despite their penchant for thinking they are all-knowing and skilled in a myriad of areas, the reality is quite the opposite. They have constructed a fictitious image of themselves and adopted it as their reality. This false self-image convinces them that no one surpasses their abilities, and they alone are worthy of admiration and adulation, deserving a place on a pedestal. However, both you and I are well aware that this is far from the truth. That's why in today's episode, we will discuss 5 fundamental life qualities that narcissists conspicuously lack. 1. Expressing gratitude. Narcissists struggle with expressing gratitude. They perpetually wrestle with a deep-seated dysphoria or pervasive discontentment in life. They are ceaseless seekers of novelty, forever engrossed in diversions to distract themselves from a profound inner void. It's important to recognize a fundamental distinction between the emptiness resulting from the trauma they inflict upon you and their own inner emptiness. You, with self-awareness, understand that your emptiness stems from within, prompting you to embark on a journey of self-love, mindfulness, and compassion, a journey toward well-being. Conversely, narcissists persistently seek external remedies for their internal turmoil, overlooking the myriad hints provided by their surroundings. In their worldview, you become the sole source of the problem, and they remain oblivious to the necessity of self-reflection. They perpetuate a self-victimization narrative, fueling a continual sense of dysphoria and discontent. This self-defeating cycle renders them their own worst adversaries. Irrespective of their possessions, your affection, or their achievements, it never suffices. Narcissists remain in a relentless pursuit, perpetually yearning for something elusive, sealing their own fate. 2. Inflexibility. To foster peaceful coexistence within families and relationships, adaptability plays a vital role, recognizing that no one is flawless. However, narcissists are driven by an unrelenting quest for perfection in every individual they encounter. This constant need to devalue others takes precedence, rendering genuine connections impossible, since no one meets their unattainable ideals. Initially, they may idealize you or others, but upon witnessing your inherent humanity, you're swiftly reduced to insignificance in their eyes. What narcissists find challenging to acknowledge is their profound inner sense of insignificance. They perceive themselves as utterly worthless and extend this perception to you. Their rigidity and perfectionism culminate in irrational, unattainable expectations. Their demands are often perceived as elusive, akin to a moving target. You think you've identified the goal, but when you reach it, it's still inadequate, with a new goalpost materializing. This lack of adaptability and appreciation renders narcissists remarkably fragile. Their internal state is at the mercy of external circumstances. Despite their claims of omnipotence, they are, in fact, more vulnerable than one can imagine. The slightest alteration in their circumstances can trigger narcissistic rage, unveiling their true vulnerability. 3. Authenticity. Narcissists are inherently incapable of authenticity. Fundamentally, a narcissist is a false self, a fabricated persona built on a foundation of lies. They perceive themselves as something they are not, resulting in a stark disparity between their reality and their delusions. When living in such a manner, authentic expression becomes an impossibility. They effortlessly alter their persona to suit the person they're engaging with, depending on their objectives for the interaction. They are like shapeshifters, chameleons, or even dementors, shadows devoid of genuine identity. Unlike ordinary individuals, narcissists lack a true essence. They merely mimic the likes and dislikes of others, as they recognize that expressing disapproval for specific things garners them attention and admiration. Likewise, they understand that by endorsing particular groups or preferences, they can create an illusion of superiority and receive validation from others. A narcissist is perpetually ensnared in the art of manipulating and exploiting people, constantly seeking validation. Such a life is inherently inauthentic, devoid of character, void of a value system. They are consumed by the pursuit of manipulation, exploitation, and constant validation, qualities that fundamentally undermine their capacity for authenticity. 4. Lack of independence. Narcissists are even more dependent than typical codependent individuals. They could be termed mutated codependents. If you were to abandon a narcissist in the middle of a desert, they wouldn't survive for more than an hour. As mentioned in previous points, they incessantly require a supply of attention and validation. While they may fancy themselves as fiercely independent and self-sustaining, capable of nurturing their egos autonomously, the truth is they rely on you more than you rely on them. They are dependent on your emotions, your memory of them, and the impact of their presence to feel any semblance of importance. Deep down, they grapple with a profound sense of insignificance. They are essentially a massive falsehood that necessitates continuous affirmation and belief to maintain its existence. Once the light of truth exposes them, and you realize you don't need them, their illusion dissipates. Their fragility and weakness are unveiled. Yet, paradoxically, within this vulnerability lies a formidable toxicity that may seem commanding, imposing, and life-altering. It's vital to comprehend that in the life of a narcissist, their sources of supply form the bedrock of their identity, as they themselves are like a structure erected on thin air, lacking a stable foundation. If you remove yourself from the equation, it crumbles. This fragility is their inescapable reality. 5. Inability to listen. The fifth aspect of their lives where narcissists fall short is their incapacity to listen. While many people might not be exceptional listeners, it's a different story with narcissists. Even when they appear to be listening, they are primarily gathering information to ascertain your weaknesses, discover avenues for infiltration, and explore how they can advance their own interests. Narcissists feed on your psyche, using it as a means to abuse and manipulate you for their own narcissistic supply. They don't listen with care, and this is a significant reason why their romantic relationships seldom endure. They aren't present for their partners. They're there for themselves, seeking admiration but not truly participating in the family unit they feign to be part of. They may have an organ in their chest that keeps beating, known as the heart, but for them, it's merely a piece of flesh, as I've described. They lack a genuine heart. To listen and genuinely care, one must possess a heart, empathy, and true concern. However, we both know that if there's one person a narcissist genuinely cares about, it's themselves. Even if you were suffering right in front of them, as long as it doesn't affect their well-being, they remain indifferent. They might even rationalize your suffering and desire for you to experience more pain because it bolsters their sense of superiority and power, especially if they are the cause of your suffering. In conclusion, narcissists are pseudo-humans, subhumans entities. For these reasons, they can't perceive anyone beyond their false self. They perpetually expect others to serve their ego, as their self-esteem is contingent on the validation and admiration of others. You are nothing more than a pawn in their game, and the key to liberation is removing yourself from that equation. When you do, you'll witness the narcissist's world crumbling because, essentially, there is no one truly present. It's essential to accept this reality. With that said, I'm eager to hear your thoughts and opinions. Feel free to share them in the comments below, and don't hesitate to share this episode with others. I'll be back with another one soon. Until then, as always, let the healing process commence and persist.